Mr. Chair, esteemed senators and fellow witnesses and members of the gallery. The Canadian Alliance of Student Associations is a nonpartisan organization representing 22 student governments from Canadian undergraduate, graduate, and polytechnic associations from across the country. We advocate to the federal government in a nonpartisan way for an accessible, affordable, innovative, and high-quality post-secondary education system. I want to thank you for the invitation to speak on Bill C-63 today. And broadly speaking, CASA was very pleased with a lot of what was incorporated into the bill. We were especially encouraged to see new supports for First Nations and Inuit learners, expanded access to grants for students with dependents and part-time students, and on new rules around unpaid internships. For the remainder of my time, I will focus on the proposal to limit unpaid internships, which is part of this bill. This move fits with the broader efforts to make Canadian workplaces more modern, inclusive, and effective. We applaud, for example, the framework announced just last month to fight harassment and sexual violence in public service and federally regulated fields. Tens of thousands of students work in the federal government jobs and in federally regulated sectors each year. Alongside their colleagues, they deserve the same respect and safe workplaces that allow them to thrive. For the same reason, we support Bill C-63's proposed changes to ban uncompensated internships. CASA firmly believes that all students should have the opportunity to obtain quality work experiences, and research links participation in co-op programs with higher pay and better jobs after graduation. Surveyed students who did co-ops as part of their studies give their overall post-secondary education experience higher grades. Employers also speak highly of those graduates who have been able to participate in co-op opportunities. While we know that quality work experience pays off for students and employers, we know that uncompensated work does not. An American study found that far more graduates who did paid internships landed a job at graduation than those who did unpaid internships. Indeed, an unpaid experience did virtually nothing to improve the job prospects of that student. And a recent study by the Canadian Internships Association found the exact same results. The likely explanation is simple. When an employer is invested in the experience, they give the student more attention, more responsibilities, and more opportunities. Ultimately, we would like all internships and co-ops to be paid for. However, we do feel that compensation through the form of academic credit is something that is better than nothing, and is something that we can accept being a component of this bill. Bill C-63 proposes to end unpaid internships for the federally regulated sectors, and except for those that are tied to an educational program. And we support this move as an important measure to promote high-quality work experiences and to protect young workers. We recognize that, like paid internships, quality is generally also higher for work experiences that are built into formal post-secondary education programs. And we also support Budget 2017's promise to ensure that all interns, including those working for credit in formal academic programs, receive labor standard protections. While important steps, we remain concerned that unpaid internships still are exceedingly prevalent in fields outside of federally regulated sectors. And we do feel that it is particularly troubling that these are often very gendered work environments, with women more often than not being expected to take those unpaid work experiences. Another important consideration is for students from lower income backgrounds who have less flexibility to accept these kind of opportunities and are therefore excluded from certain pathways that demand unpaid internships. While we are pleased with the steps taken in Budget 2017 to protect interns, we will continue to be advocating for federal investments in more paid work opportunities. This is why we're big supporters of the 10,000 new paid work placements from Budget 2016, and the programs focused on paid opportunities for underrepresented groups, including women in STEM, Indigenous students, and people with disabilities and newcomers, is especially welcome. We think this is a strong model for how to move forward with from the student to workforce transition, which we think is an incredibly key area of focus for government. We also are advocating currently that the Canada Summer Jobs Program be expanded to provide year-round in-field work opportunities during studies in a part-time opportunity during the study sessions. I would also be remiss not to mention that we were pleased to see the expanded funding for MyTax, and we do think that this is another important opportunity that gives currently graduate and PhD students work opportunities in private sector its fields, and we do feel that this would be particularly successful if expanded also to opportunities for college students. We will continue to support, as always, high-quality, compensated student work experiences, and therefore we are in support of the changes seen in Bill C-63. Thank you all, and I'm very happy to take your questions.